all the women that I may have offended in my last video with a statement in which I made, which is not 1,000% false, but it's not 1,000% true. So, in the last video, when I was playing my song, it works both ways. So, I need to apologize to the women who follow me. Okay? I am man enough to apologize when I said something cross. And what I said was true for my situation. And it's probably true for a lot of people's situation where I said, when you have that drive, there's very few things that get in your way. One thing is family, and the other thing for straight men is girlfriends. So what I should have said was, for straight men and straight women, is girlfriends and boyfriends, or even their significant other. That's what I should have said, but that is not what I said. What I said was family and girlfriends. And then I went into some long, dragged out shit. The fact of the matter is that I do need to apologize to all the women who follow me, because that also works in reverse. If you are a straight woman and you are dating a man who holds you back from achieving your goals, your dreams of success, and what level of success you choose, then that does apply to men as well, because there are men and women who do not want to see their better half succeed or have it better, even if it benefits them in the long run. And this is kind of how, alright, for instance, I tell you guys I had a role once. It wasn't something that I was filming, it was something that somebody else was filming, and they made me do the 619 because they wanted to use it in the movie. I'm small. I spent about a month and a half, maybe more, maybe less, learning the 619, doing the 619. Everywhere I thought that I could fit with no accidents, I pulled off the 619. So apparently we were going to have a fight scene where I was supposed to do the 619 to the guy. And it was only going to be like a really small fight scene. I was supposed to be the bad guy. He was supposed to be the good guy. And I've been training. They never gave me a script other than, you need to do the 619. You need to be able to do the 619. It's like, oh, I can do the 619. And I could. It wasn't no big deal. I'm small. I could fit anywhere. So doing the 619 wasn't a big fucking deal. So working on doing the 619. Working on doing the 619. Working on doing the 619. And nothing comes from the film. So I bump into the guy that I'm supposed to do the 619 to, and I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on with the student film? I'm ready to go. When we're going to get started? And he goes, I'm sorry, man. We had to scrap it because the other guy had a girlfriend, and she fucked it up. All right, she wouldn't let him get the production stuff together. She wouldn't let him do shit. Him and his friend got into so many arguments that eventually they 86 the friendship and they 86 the project. So I never got to do the 619. I never got to play the bad guy, and my heart was devastated, because you know how hard it is to train in something that you're not familiar with, and you finally get it right. It's kind of like doing a kickflip on a skateboard, and you've nailed it 1,000 times, and that one time that you have to do it in front of people, you kickflip, but the skateboard lands in your crotch instead of you landing on the skateboard the way it's supposed to work. Or you do a jump and you've landed that jump 1,000 times, and finally you're ready on the opening night for the crowd and you bite it. So that's pretty much how it was. So when I said that, I should have been more specific about my girlfriend versus girlfriends. So to all the women, you do not have to accept my apology, but I am apologizing, because this also has happened to women. I'm sure there have been women who have had their careers cut short because of the man they're with, who they are so in love with, and the dumbass man is riding with blinders on, so he can't see the forest for the trees. He can't see that if she's doing this, it benefits his dumbass as well as it benefits her. So when I said girlfriends, because when I had my girlfriend, the one that I was gonna get these rings for too, and all this other shit, everything was falling into place until she broke up. But that happened way after the whole 619 thing, because the 619 thing happened like a few years before I had met her. So I was straight to go. I was ready to do this damn thing. And one of the guys who had the girlfriend, she didn't want him to do it. She didn't let him participate. All kinds of shit with it. Just couldn't go wrong went wrong. So, if I have offended any of the ladies in the 287 of you who are watching, I do apologize. If I just offended any of the men in the 287 that I've watched, I do apologize. Because sometimes we say shit, and even though we mean it, we worded it wrong. So I meant it when I said it, I just worded it wrong, and I want to make sure that the 287 of you understand it. I generally correct my mistakes. I do not have a problem manning up and apologizing when I fuck up. And for me, it wasn't so much as a fuck up until I watched the video. I was like, I probably better put an apology out there because it sounds like I'm just blaming women for everything. Not what I'm trying to do. Not what I'm trying to do. But there have been more cases than not where men have turned down jobs to stay with a woman. And then 4 or 5 years later, that same woman will give that dude the finger. She's used him up, and now he can't get that excellent job that he could have took 4 or 5 years ago, which would have elevated her and him. But she decided that they weren't going to move and they were going to stay. And I know this happened to a couple of people that I know personally. So then his career just plateaus, and they can't now, because when he had the offer to go, he didn't go because she didn't want to leave, and she didn't want to leave family, but the money that they would have been making would have doubled, so she would have still been able to fly back and see family. And so that shit does happen, alright? It also happens to women. So if you're in a relationship and you get a woman and she's down and she gets a job that involves moving halfway across the country and she'll be making 3 times what she was making, sacrifices must be made. I am not a working actor. And let's do this as a hypothetical. Let's say tomorrow I marry Zeta Zhang, the dream girl. Say I marry her. And she says she's not going to move out of California, so I need to move to California. So we get married, we fly all the way out to California, we get all that shit together, and we buy a house. Now Zeta's getting a job in Hong Kong. We've established ourselves in California. But she's got a better job in Hong Kong. I'd be a damn fool to not go. No. And maybe, just maybe, I might get lucky. They'd be like, okay, Kung Fu too. Well, let's give him a job. You just don't know. So sacrifices sometimes have to be made. Since I'm not a working actor now and I do have a degree in police science and criminal justice, it's not like I won't be able to job hunt so that I can pull my fucking weight. But a lot of people don't want to give up good jobs, and I get it. But if I'm marrying a woman and she's got an ironclad job, they can't fuck it up. They can't go against the contract or any of that shit. Once the I's are dotted and the T's have been crossed, she's like gonna get paid a fuck ton of money. It's not like we can't buy tickets back home. So fuck yeah, we're going. And when you love somebody, you have to be willing to compromise and sacrifice. So again, if I have offended anybody, male or female, I do apologize. I meant what I said when I said it. I just worded it wrong. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. You do not have to accept my apology. Just know that it's there. Thank you for watching.